there. Thank you very much for the resubscription or continued subscription there, Eddie Holland, or Ida Holland. I don't know why you've basically become Eddie, even though your name's Mark, and it's actually Ida. But I'm going to call you Eddie all the same.
Same.
I got my AoE emotes back, jacked. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning in the north of the map in the color blue, we do have danielek, a frequent community game goer, does a lot, plays a lot of the tiny free-for-alls, seems to do quite well in them, and has recently gotten quite good. I think he's pushing Major now. He's certainly at the higher end of Captain.
He's actually Colonel on his other account. So
hot damn.
I think that's mostly team games. I don't know how comfortable he is in 1v1, but he's definitely been doing well lately. So
not Colonel on this account.
Not that I know of. I'm not sure what this account is, but his other account is PR35.
I remember I played him in a tournament, Samurai Evolutions tournament, and it was quite a close game, actually. He's come a long way in a short space of time. Perhaps he'll be the next jacked, the next Tabin, perhaps. We'll see.
Could be, you never know.
On the bottom of the map, in the color red, we do have GiveUAnxiety playing as India. Will be an India mirror here. And so far, they've got fairly mirrored numbers of yaks there. GUA on 5 is yet to get a couple of them home. This one's sort of scouting up the top. There's another unclaimed one here, but is yet to get that. And he's also found this 90 wood treasure. So I think GUA's got eyes on the prize. A pretty good treasure. Does manage to steal.
Yeah. It's going to be a nice pickup for him if he can get that home safely, which it looks like he likely will be able to. Also sneaking into the backside of the base with another monk, just looking for some treasures or maybe a yak that could be back here.
Filthy. Sneaking into the backside.
Yep, and also going to be taking away this 35 wood treasure on the side of danielek's base. So being pretty aggressive in the early game with his scouting pattern here. But I don't think that'll be too much of a concern for danielek, because there's not really much that's super valuable next to his base. There's this 35 wood that could potentially get contested.
Has anyone got any treasures? Yeah, just small ones. GOA 35 wood, 20 coin to danielek, and basically very, very even in terms of yak. So this is quite an even age one. I think it's that 90 wood treasure that we need to watch out for. All the yaks bar one, which is a bit obscure. I don't know if that will necessarily get found, have been sort of claimed there. danielek standing outside a 90 food treasure. Okay, so he's got a nice treasure as well that he spotted.
Yeah, looking at GiveUAnxiety's deck, he's actually got a couple of alternative cards he could be sending in this game. He's got some water cards in there. Could actually be sending East Indiaman as his first card. No, it's going to be Distributivism, so forget that line of thought. But he's clearly got water in mind as potentially something he can add in later in the game. Not going to be going for it right away, though. Also sending a villager up here to try and contest this 90 food. Not going to get there in time, but he will be there to just... He's not going to lose any resources, basically, walking up there. Not very many, anyway. And going to be going for a defensive aggro, actually, in his base there. danielek not going super defensive, but also not being very aggressive. So pretty similar wonders for each of them.
Yeah. GUA is certainly closer to home, but...
I wonder if going for this defensive aggro from GUA actually means that he's going to be going for water later on, because then you don't really need the map control as much, right? So you got the fish and the whales and the pond there. Or it could even mean that he's intending to go up to Fortress or something. But yeah. Maybe a little bit too early to read into that too much here.
GUA's got quite a nice map, actually. I wonder if that's playing into the aggro fort placement. These two mines, basically, both behind his base, really safe, really nice, and has this hunt directly behind his base as well. That's really, really safe. Looks like he's got, really nice resources to keep him going for sort of some time that may well complement a dock. Just can keep all his villagers safe near the town for a long time. danielek, on the other hand, building it a bit further forward, trying to claim this copper mine that's a bit further out, and there are a couple of hunts out on the map that maybe he can herd towards the aggro fort, but not particularly aggressive, although Consulate now coming down.
Yeah, that is a very early
That's a very fast Consulate from India.
Yeah, it could potentially be some kind of early aggression. Alternatively, it could just be for an early 4-villager shipment from the Ottoman Consulate.
Yeah.
But he would be delaying his market a little bit if he was going for that. So it certainly looks like something potentially aggressive or some kind of timing Maybe he spotted the deck from Anxiety and is maybe anticipating a little bit of water or a bit of a greedier play, and is trying to react accordingly to that, despite the fact that he hasn't actually confirmed it yet. I don't think he's actually scouted the coastline or anything.
No, he's not got taken any units there. I'm interested to see what who he selects to ally with, the consulate. I suppose we'll have to wait for 300 export to come in.
Yeah, that diplomatic intrigue card, certainly going to be the first card with that consulate going down. I don't really think it would make sense to go for anything else.
Can you imagine? It'd be such a pointless.
Yeah, it would be defeating the purpose a little bit.
Foreign logging though coming in from GUA, so just going to be playing it nice and slow there. Let's take a look at units in queue. No, we don't need to. Gurkha have just popped out, and they're just going to sort of hang around on there.
And Sepoy actually
and
from
will be Ottoman.
Okay, I think he's going for a similar timing to what we saw earlier in the day. He's just going to make Sepoys, get the Ottoman consulate, potentially get the Hussars, and then send 4 Sowars and go for a really early timing that can be pretty difficult to deal with if you don't have a lot of anti-cav, which in this matchup, a lot of Indian players don't. Like GiveUAnxiety only has the Gurkha right now, right? And a pair of Sepoy, and he doesn't have a stable down for Zambrax. He's training more Gurkha at the moment, and he's got
but are they going to get caught? GUA being a bit too cute, I think. Yeah, both going to go down. It's on 5 HP, and I think he might be able... No, that's going to survive, but it's basically dead. GUA coming in...
Can be healed, though.
Huh?
He can heal it.
It's true, I suppose. Okay.
It'll take a long time, though. I'm just saying. It's not... He could heal it.
He could heal it. Snape Snaps coming in with the 12 months there. Thank you very much. 80 wood, pretty good treasure. I think on your anniversary you deserve a pretty good treasure.
This is going to be a scary timing with the 4 Sowars out. There's only Gurkha here for GiveUAnxiety. Thankfully, with the Ottoman consulate, he's able to see that coming in, and he moves his Gurkha back to safety. Going to be forced to idle a lot of villagers, though. And I don't know if the Gurkha can run forever. Danielek has Ottoman consulate himself, so he's going to be spotting those pretty easily.
Sentries
popping out to try and deal with that. It's not going to be enough, though, as they're getting focused on the Ottoman Minutemen, though, might be enough, with potentially irregulars popping at some point, and another batch of Gurkha coming out, but I think this is going to be
I think it's going to be a cleanup, right? I mean, Minutemen are pretty good, but there's so many cav there, and the Gurkha are just going to get cleaned. The Agrifort looks much more impressive than it is. This timing from Danielek is going to clean up. Really, really nice.
Yeah, looks like he is going to clean up, but is he going to be able to do much at the end of it? He's still got some units left, so he's going to be able to at least idle these villagers on the gold mine here. But a lot of his units are pretty low HP, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do any lasting damage here. GiveUAnxiety with that wood trickle has made up a little bit of additional resources to compensate for the damage that he's taken here, and it looks like he is going to be able to hold just fine. Just has to be careful not to lose any villagers here.
He's not... one villager does go down. Okay, 5 Sepoy coming out, and he's got some Gurkha in queue at the Agrifort as well, and I think he's going to be able to hold this. 2 Gurkha come out, but that will be enough. There is a Sowar next to the Gurkha, though, going into melee combat. Going to get the snare. Looks like he's not going to let Danielek escape. He's going to be able to clean these up, and will hold for the time being. Let's go over to recalculated economic unit population. Very, very even. So Danielek came in, he did a lot of damage there, looked like he got a really good trade, and he did. But ultimately, economy's very, very even, and GUA's managed to hold out. That sort of earlier shipment of foreign logging really coming through now. He's got a nice, strong economy and looking really good. By the way, thank you very much, Nilly, for the 13 months there. 100 food from the pineapple treasure with the emoji, one of their Easter eggs. So congratulations, I suppose. That's a lot of dead elephants on the floor.
Yeah, four monks there in Anxiety's base. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Danielek, he had a really good timing, as you said, but he just didn't really do any real lasting damage.
GUA's pumping. Look at that, 37 vills, and it looked pretty awful for him when that timing hit. But he's doing pretty well on economy. Should we take a look at his upgrades as well? Civil servants, hunting eagles there. Not got all the professional hunters, or the second tier market upgrades, but looking pretty good. Mind you, Danielek's got that in as well, but is further behind. Doesn't have foreign logging.
Yep, and now he's got his infrastructure up. Anxiety does, that is, and he's starting to add Zambrax and some more Gurkhas as well. So he's looking to round out his composition really nicely. Looks like Danielek is maybe shaping up to go for another timing in a little bit here, training Soars instead of Zambrax, which is something that I feel like is normally a little bit risky to do in this matchup, just because Soars, you know, they're pretty low hit points, and Zambrax, especially once you get the 30% Camel attack card in, maybe even Desert Terror, they really melt very quickly against a reasonable mass of Zams. So this is a timing that could definitely work if Anxiety doesn't invest enough into his anti-cavalry, but could also backfire.
Yeah, mind you, danielek, he has caught back up now, has sent foreign logging himself, and the economies are actually sort of very even as a result. But GiveUA with that 600 coin starting to mass up, and has, as you said, gone for Soar Gurkha, which, pardon me, Zambrak Gurkha, which seems like that stronger composition in the long run. Couple of Sepoy coming to
on
have a
both
look.
sides of the map, actually, on the other side of the map as well, splitting them up. So just going to be trying to pick off some villagers here.
Is he going to be able to get... Not found anything just yet. He's looking for those hunts that are a bit further away, you know, the ones that are out on the map. Maybe he can find some vills. Just be really pesky and annoying with these these units here.
The problem with this in this matchup is that you're usually still on Ottoman consulate at this point, so you can spot them very, very early and react accordingly.
Yeah, and then you just lose a bunch of units.
Yeah, but, I mean... Realistically, though, like, Sepoy aren't actually super useful in this matchup once you start training a lot of Gurkhas and Zambraks, so this might be one of the more useful ways to actually use them. You get some information even when you lose them, and you get some potentially villager kills, so I definitely think it's a decent way to use them. Gonna get caught here, potentially.
Yeah, they've definitely been seen, and those Gurkha are going to take them out. Yeah, they're going to go down there. But he sees what his opponent's making, which is mostly Soar.
Seeing the Soars is really important, actually.
Yep.
And, oh, wait, he actually went for Desert Terror first, which just gives you the extra multiplier against cavalry, but I don't think it's actually as good as the other one. That's basically, I think you have 3 times damage normally with the Zambrak. Now he has 4 times.
Yeah.
And that's only a 20% or 25% increase, right, instead of 30%.
Okay, so you'd rather see Camel attack first.
Yeah, I've just a little bit small criticism there.
Yeah,
I think it could be better, but it's not bad.
GiveUA is not an India main. But he's just like, I'll send the upgrade card. That seems like a good card to send.
Upgrade is a good card, just not quite the best one.
Oh well, it's quite similar. It's still going to be quite.
It's still quite a good card for sure, and it will definitely help him against these Soars. And he's got pretty good mass of Zambraks now, so he's looking to be in a decent spot.
Yeah.
Military populations are actually a little bit deceiving, I think, because those Soars are worth 2 population and Zambraks are worth 1. So I actually think that that Anxiety's army is in a pretty good spot, maybe slightly weaker, but overall not too bad. There is apparently 20 vills.
Here we go. Here we go. Are we going to get into a fight? I think we're up for 2 pretty good games here. This is going to be a really nice game by the looks of it.
That's a lot of Soars
on this channel and on the ESOC TV as well. Soar coming in, a big mass of them, but Zambrak with Desert Terror are enabled. Their Elephant's going to try and get into combat. Those Gurkha frantically trying to get away. They've not fired off a single volley there, but the Soar just bleeding, just melting away. The Zambrak so powerful against them, but they have managed to kill off a reasonable number of Gurkha. 5 more Gurkha do come out of the Agra fort, and there are a few next to the TC as well, so GiveUA's Gurkha count still very high. All of the Soar now have gone down, and this is going to be very tough for danielek. GiveUA just going to kite all day long with his superior Gurkha mass. Switching over to military units, let's take a look. That 19 Gurkha versus his opponent does have 17 though, with Sepoy mixed in. But I think that trade went very well for GiveUA. Didn't get all that many Gurkhas. Well, he killed a few Gurkha, but the Soar, they just died.
Yeah, with 4 Soars coming as the shipment here, he could maybe look to do some kind of counter push, but all in all, I think actually the trade was probably relatively even. I mean, military population is about the same now.
Okay.
Economic units also about the same. So both players probably not feeling too bad about that. And they're mining sort of on the same screen as well, 20 vills on each of these gold mines. So they have to be a little bit careful here. The Gurkha war could get a little bit bloody maybe. Things looking maybe a little bit better for danielek, just because he's got more ranged infantry that can harass these villagers a little bit more easily.
Yeah, similar Gurkha counts, right? But he's also got 14 Sepoy mixed in there, so you're right. But if they keep trading off like this, well, actually, if they trade like this, danielek's fine. The Sepoy are in range of the Gurkha, but if the Sepoy have to keep walking out in front, they will get picked off here. But this is an important spot for GiveUA, mining gold, bleeding out villagers there. He's got Soar of his own now.
10 Tiger Claws coming as the next shipment for danielek, actually, from the Agra Fort there. This is actually a really strong timing for him.
He's walking in. There's the Tiger Claws on top of the Gurkha there. This
is looking really good for him. And I think I might be wrong about this, so I'm pretty sure that Zambrax don't have a multiplier against Tiger Claws, so they're really, really strong here for sure.
Quite a number of Gurkha in the back there, though.
Yeah, it looks like he might have enough units to hold this here. He just has to deal with the Tiger Claws, and then he'll be able to get away.
But losing
good split on the Gurkha as well, dropping a few back so that he can actually avoid the snare with the majority of his Gurkha. He's going to be pulling some vills and going to use the Water Buffalo as well, even to try and block some of the cavalry units. Some more Zambrax coming out, going to be dissuading those camels from going in. But yeah, overall, look at the military population. danielek's going to be feeling really, really nice here, especially having denied all those villagers from gathering. So there's not going to be many reinforcements coming from GiveUAnxiety during this fight.
Yeah, 16 Gurkha to 17 Gurkha, but a couple of Soar still on top there. He's losing them quick.
Yeah, it looks like this army is going to get cleaned up. The question will be whether or not danielek realizes where the villagers are. Okay, there we go.
And oh wow, I'm so used to a round of applause at the end of each game. There's no one here in the studio to clap. So thanks, Tabin.
Tabin maybe giving him that build order there. And it did work out pretty well for him, all things considered. I mean, maybe the first push didn't quite go as well as it could have, but he still got a decent trade, and keeping the pressure up is still good. Even if you only trade evenly, sometimes it can make your opponent make mistakes and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, so as I was saying, like danielek, he's around PR 35 right now. GiveUAnxiety is a pretty respectable player himself, around PR 34, 35 as well. So danielek proving that he's gotten to be a pretty strong player.
Yeah, really well done.